Recorded. Welcome, everybody. I am Janet Kiefer. I am your host today for our LifeWave presentation. I'm going to share my screen. We've got some wonderful folks with us today. We're excited that you're here, either in person or if you are joining us on the recording later, we're happy to have you. We thank your friend who invited you to look at this because honestly, it's how we all get to know this amazing product. And I hail from the Central Texas area near Austin. I've been using these patches for about 2 years. And just like you, someone said, hey, do you know about this patch? Or what do you know about stem cells? And I'm like, what patch, right? So as we get going, a little bit of my background, I was pre-med in college. I loved anatomy and physiology, which really served me through my whole life because I went on and had a health food store and a fitness studio for about 12 years, a lot of working with people in their bodies and issues and being athletic and all those good things. But if you're moving along and you're through your 40s and your 50s and further, you start to realize there's a whole lot of things you didn't know and that the doctor never told you. And you wake up one day and go, wait a minute, what happened to my body? So we're excited to share this technology. If it's for you, great. Jump on board with us. If you're like, okay, I want to do a little more research, great. That's just what I did. And we got a lot of research. And maybe you think, well, it's not really for me, but I would ask you to hold open your thinking as we go through this, because you might go, oh, that would really help my cousin. Oh my gosh. Oh, my mom's going through this. So maybe grab pen and paper, take a few notes. We're going to have time for people to share and time for you to ask questions and things like that. So if we're looking at everybody on the screen, we all want to be healthy. We want to be having a good time, especially after COVID. It's so nice to be out again. Maybe you're back playing athletics or you're playing pickleball, and you just think of the people that are serving and that helped us through that time, whether it's nurses and doctors. We have policemen with us, former police officers. We even have big celebrities. I don't know if you know Michael Jaco there on this the far right. He's a world-renowned Navy SEAL who has a podcast, and he's joined on because he sees how much these patches have helped him and helped all the vets that he's involved with. So as you look at everybody, you go, okay, that's nice, but let me ask a question. What do all these people have in common, including you? And you're like, well, I like chocolate. No, that wouldn't be it. What we have in common is stem cells. So we're going to talk a lot about stem cells. My friend said, well, what do you know about stem cells? And I'm thinking, well, isn't that like you do injections for like knee problems or something? Like, why are we talking about that? But here's the thing. Our whole health is related to these cells. And so what are they? Well, some people, if you've got a health background, you understand they're the master cell. Every single bit of cells in our blood and our hair and our toenails, our eyes, everything starts as stem cells because they can mutate and replicate into any cell of the body, which is pretty darn exciting, right? It can clean things out. It can differentiate into new muscle, new bone. However, there's a problem. What happens when we're kids, we're full of them and you're growing like a weed and you fall down and scrape your knee and like the next day it's scabbed over and you're completely forgotten. You sleep like a rock, you just bounce back, you're 8-year-old boy, you jump off a roof, your ankles and knees are fine. Well, the problem is by 30s, they're declining, these master cells that repair everything. And if you're over 50 and way beyond 60s, they really aren't there, because after 30, we've lost about half of them. And by 60, we're almost out of cellular activity. The problem is, A, we don't repair, we're not healing, we're aging. And B, our doctor never tells us about it. My doctor never did. But we have a couple other problems. If you're over 50, because of these drops, and especially if you've gone through menopause, women, you're losing muscle mass. Men and women lose about 3% a year. And, you're in your 50s, you think, I'm fine. What's the big problem? You get 60s, you guys, that muscle mass loss shows up. You don't have a strong metabolism. Your mobility is off. You're not as balanced because you're losing muscle. Concurrently, for women especially, we're losing estrogen. And that means you're leaching bone and you're getting inflamed. It's like, how did everybody get arthritis all of a sudden, right? So the issue is, I don't think the doctors are trying to withhold from us. The issue is they don't have a drug to solve for it. All they've got is some stem cell injections, right? So they're working on it though, but they don't have it. So what if you could activate your own stem cells without an injection, without swallowing anything? It was affordable and you wore this little patch on your body. Like what? Like when I saw this, it's like, what? How does that work? Right? I can wear a patch and this downward curve starts to flip back and go the other way. So we're going to show you some really exciting stuff here. But first of all, what if you could rejuvenate these different areas of your body? Which one would you pick? Well, I looked at it. Rapid pain relief. I was in horrific knee pain for about 3 years. Reduced inflammation. Oh, that would be the horrible knee pain. A lot of inflammation. So wound healing. What about energy and vitality? I used to work out for a living. I had a lot of energy, but by my age now, not so much, right? Mental clarity. People are just like, I've kind of got brain fog. Maybe you got COVID. That has been a long-term side effect of COVID, is people just have brain fog. They're not doing as well. But maybe you're active. Maybe you're in your 30s or your 40s. You would just like to stay in shape. You'd like to recover from exercise quickly and be strong out there doing sports. Transition as you age, maybe into pickleball or these different things. But everybody wants to look younger. You want your skin looking good. You don't want crepey skin. You don't want to have to go get a facelift. Well, I've got good news for you. This is exciting. All right, we're going to talk about this patch X39. What is it, Janet? It's literally a little bigger than a quarter. You're going to put it on your body, and it's nothing that goes into the body. It's these nanocrystals, little tiny crystals that literally reflect back into our body. So the thing I didn't know, you may not have known, is that our body has an infrared light field. The problem is my eyes can't see infrared. But I literally 2 hours ago was sitting with a couple, lovely husband and wife, and he's a former engineer from Texas Instruments. And you see that little chemical equation in the center. These patches activate a GHK copper peptide. Well, this gentleman zoomed in on that and he was like, oh, carbon, okay, nitrogen. It's got an H2N. He goes, oh, I know totally what this is. I was like, all right. So as you're wearing this patch, it's activating the light field that we have. Like, to get out of bed in the morning and it's warm, that's our light field, you guys. All right, it's activating this copper peptide. Who knew? I didn't feel it. But as it's doing it, it's going into the mitochondria and the chromosomes in the DNA, and it starts turning on our stem cells. It's so amazing. It's sort of like science fiction. It's so great. So we say X39 is really the holy grail of getting out of pain, getting out of inflammation, chronic illness. It's really the holy grail of age reversal. So you're putting on the patch, you're wearing it during the day, you're going to drink some water. You don't even know it's on. And here it's starting to reverse all of that decline in stem cells. So the first few days, it's resetting genes. People go, Janet, I don't feel this. I'm going, great, congratulations, you're resetting your genes. Kathy, did you feel your genes yesterday? Oh, guess not. Okay. Over 6 weeks, the brain's rebalancing. People find they have more energy. If you have a little anxiety or depression, literally I've had people go, oh, I just feel brighter. I just want to get back in life again, right? It's also starting to activate more stem cells, and you're going to see your body over the next 3 months really flooded with collagen. The skin starts getting better, decrease in wrinkles and fine lines. You're going to see people's eyes get much brighter because it detoxes us. All the whole while, inside it's working on the cardiovascular system, the bones, the muscles, the internal organs, but you can't see it. So we always ask you, please take a picture of your face. That's where we're going to be able to see what's going on inside. It's just stunning. And over the months, as you're putting on the patch for 12 hours, running around through your day, taking it off at night, it's truly age reversing the body. So you take off the little backing. Often you wear it at the back of your neck or below your navel, right about an inch below the navel. However, X39 can go anywhere on your body. Sometimes we've had people just had surgery and they'll put it down by, say, the bunion surgery or whatever. You're wearing it for 12 hours. I have mine by my toothbrush. I put it on about 8 in the morning. I get done at night, take it off about 8 at night. Let the body rest, because this little guy is like signaling, beep, beep, beep. You want the body to then relax at night. No signals. Let it calm down and start repairing. Please drink water, because it's also going to detox the liver. If you've been on prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs, like some people take a lot of ibuprofen or Tylenol, it's going to start detoxing that out of your body, which is a good thing all this way. All right, so what happens? The proof is in the pictures when you start wearing it. We have to start with my friend Rosemary here. I introduced her to the patch last May. I said, Rosemary, take a picture of your face. She had had a car accident. She had a lot of neck pain. Her neck wouldn't turn very well. She had a lot of inflammation in her hands. She couldn't put her rings on, a lot of pain, but she wasn't sleeping well at night. All right, she starts with the patch. She calls me literally that day, goes, I can turn my neck. This is amazing. And over the next few months, she was like, oh, she said, I woke up one night after sleeping 6 hours and thought something was wrong with me. I had just always woke up in the middle of the night. Pretty soon rings were going on her fingers. Her hands weren't hurting. But look at her in September. We're like, whoa, Rosemary, your face is changing. Look at her in December. Now, from May to December, it sort of looks like Rosemary's younger cousin came in from out of town. So what has happened? These are unretouched. I, in fact, took 2 of the pictures. What is happening is she's growing muscle back in the chin, in the cheeks, all around her eyes, bringing her forehead up. Everything's coming back up. Like when you get a facelift, they just lift it. You've lost the muscle. These patches are regrowing muscle. That's what's so exciting. But look at how nice her skin looks. It gets tighter and more hydrated. Now look at May and look at December and look at her eyes. Look at how bright they are. Look at how much they've changed, because the whole body inside has been detoxing and coming back to life. Gentleman down the bottom right, not a good day. He was up in a ceiling. He was on some rafters and he fell through and broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung. The good news was on June 17th, you can see the X39 patch there below the 7. They got it right on him, but with broken ribs and a punctured lung, the doctor said, hey, you're out for 6 weeks. Look at June 23rd. Look at June 30th. Pretty astounding how much the bruising is clearing. But honestly, guys, that's not the big story. He was back to work in 3 weeks instead of 6 because his ribs were regrowing bone and the pain was going down. Pretty astounding. Bottom center, the lady had a bunion surgery. She put X39 right there on her foot. Look at how beautifully it looks in a month later. Above her is our friend Canute. Canute actually wasn't in pain. His wife had a lot of issues and was using the patches, and he watched her for a couple months and went, wow, I think I'm going to start that. He's a software engineer, sits for a living. He didn't change his lifestyle, his diet. He didn't work out. And look at how much his body changed. This was from May last year to September, just started leaning out. But what he loved was he started thinking more clearly. He started writing software code more quickly. He's just been astounded. Our lovely woman down here in the bottom left, again, it looks like her younger sister or cousin. Here you see her eyes. Look at the change in her eyes and how much her cheeks have lifted. That beautiful smile, her skin so much better. The gentleman above her, hair growth. I can't even tell you how many people are like, oh my gosh, my hair is growing. And for some people with silver hair, they're like, it's coming back in my natural color. So we want you to watch things like that too. So I'm going to pause for just a minute. I'm going to ask one of our dear friends, Dr. Velvet, to come on screen and just share a couple of her stories. So we got a couple other people here. So Dr. Velvet, go ahead and unmute your self and maybe share. You have so many wonderful stories, but maybe pick one of your favorites right now.
Well, I have a new favorite because we have a horse that was next door to us. And when we were walking the pups the other day, we noticed that her left eye was severely infected. I mean, green, just bulging. And she's not our animal. So I contacted our neighbor and said, hey, I don't know if it would help her or not, but I think it would make her feel better, even if it didn't do anything for the eye. And she goes, well, it can't hurt at this point. So Dwayne was patching her every night, and in the second night, her eye completely healed up. She absolutely had no more pus. And now she comes out to the fence. Like she's like, oh, she's so grateful. She's wanting to kiss on all of us. So that's my new favorite one
Good
there.
story. Well, thank you, because the patches just have a history of helping horses get out of pain for
Yeah.
quite a bit. So now we have a wonderful healing story. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Barbara Larrabee, if you feel like coming on camera, great. And if not, just go ahead. You have a pretty dramatic story to share about a long-term issue that surprised you, how the X39 helped you.
There we go. I think got all my controls done. Yes, for me, the X39 has been a miracle, absolutely a miracle, because what Janet didn't know when she first reached out to me to ask me if I'd ever heard of this little patch, she didn't know that I had recently learned that my kidneys were failing, and I was actually only one stage away from needing dialysis. It was just very sudden. And so I was kind of stewing around about what I was going to do about that. And then I got her call. And so, long story short, is that as soon as I heard about stem cells, I thought, well, I had never considered that, but here's something affordable for me. Let's do it. And 14 months later, I'm happy to report that my kidney numbers are in the normal range.
So astounding.
Yeah.
And Barbara knows we don't make claims. We're not trying to diagnose. We're not doctors. We share what we see. We share the research and science, but we try to share with you because we never know what's going to happen. It's just stunning. Barbara's had a number of wonderful things happen, but to turn around kidney disease is pretty dramatic. And people ask, well, do I wear these for the rest of my life? Well, we want you to understand that research shows we typically need about 3 months, you guys. Give the body enough time. We didn't get there at this age for much. But I'd like, if Kamei, if you feel like coming on screen, I'd love you to share, because Kamei's story is also pretty dramatic. And she was someone that actually thought this was not, snake oil. Let's be honest. You didn't really think this was worth even trying.
No, I didn't. I ignored my friend Rosemary for 2 months. And finally, I watched the videos and I thought, gee whiz, what if this worked? Because I was using 8 different medications to control my pain. And I was scheduled to have major back surgery to fuse my back from my tailbone up to my neck and fuse my SI joints together. And so I started using the patches, and I'm one of those one patch wonder people that you either hate them or love them. The first day, it took my pain from a 7 to a 1, and it's controlled now, so I'm not having the back surgery. I'm off of all the pain medications, and it's really truly changed my life. In fact, I've had nerve repair where a doctor damaged a nerve when he inserted a new spinal cord stimulator, and it felt like I was being electrocuted and burned all at the same time. It took about 4 to 6 months for that to heal, but it did heal. So I've got lots of stories too, but that's my major one.
Didn't you also have tremors that have
Yes, I have
disappeared?
tremors and they're gone. And I was talking to my doctor, my movement doctor, and I just looked down and I was like, oh my gosh, my hands aren't shaking anymore. And so that was something. My floaters are gone, my hemorrhoids are gone, fun stuff.
Yep. Where else can you talk about hemorrhoids to all of the world here?
Right. Well, there are only a few of us here. So.
Right. But we just share our stories. We'd love you to start. If you're already thinking about, gosh, who could we help? We have a way for you to help them and be able to truly change people's lives. We could tell you many stories. We could tell you stories. All of us on here truly have new skin. That for sure. Your skin gets so much softer. Things start lifting. I've grown a tremendous amount of muscle. I mean, you You hit me. I'm solid again. I'm very solid. I'm walking stronger. I had always had really strong legs because I taught aerobics for years. Well, the last 5 years, not so strong. They've been tough. They've been in a lot of pain. The pain's now gone. They're getting stronger, because stairs will be my ultimate and when I can do those. But we just try to share that so many amazing things happen. We'd love you to bring more people on these presentations so they too can see. Thank you, ladies. I'm going to jump back in. We'll probably have you share a little bit more here. David Schmidt is the CEO and inventor of X39. He's the CEO of LifeWave. He has over 130 patents. So when people go, well, I want to see the science, yippee, we're going to take you right there because it's pretty astounding. He's a scientist and inventor. He was working with the Navy SEALs in San Diego when he first started working with these light therapies. And he said, look, the military's been using light research for 40 years, you guys. They just don't tell us. Who invented night vision goggles to see infrared? The military, right? He's a recipient of many awards. He works with scientists all over the planet who get involved with the research, and he's just a wonderful, wonderfully warm person. So here is his patent for X39 from 2020. So if someone goes, oh, well, is it FDA registered? Well, guess what? FDA approved is for drugs. FDA registered is for everything else. All of the patches that Dave has created are FDA registered. They're patented, they're clinically proven, they're safe, there's no side effects. You're not swallowing anything. Oh, I love that. And David said, LifeWave's unique because it's the only phototherapy light product in the world that uses the human body as its own power source to activate the stem cells. Kemi just said she had to have like these stimulators put in her back for pain. Well, here, this is using our own body to activate our own cells to bring us out of pain. So the word got out. LifeWave had been around about 17, 18 years. David launched X39 in 2019, and the word really got out. The company started growing overnight. Remember 2020, COVID, you guys? Well, we all got on Zoom and we started sharing. The company grew in 21. Last year, we did over 300 million. That's 15x growth in 4 years. So if you're someone that looks at industries, if you look at businesses, that's astounding. I've helped launch a number of companies, and if they had 3 or 4x growth, you're like, what are they doing? Well, we're just at the very beginning, you guys, because stem cells are hot and we've got the wave. It's also available. The company is in 75 countries. Who do you know in Australia? Who do you know in Japan? Who do you know in Portugal? Who do you know in England? Who do you know in Canada? Who do you know in Mexico? We can help all those people. So what if you could change the trajectory of aging? What if you could be younger and more youthful? Be running around again, not in pain, not stopping and catch your breath because you can't climb those stairs. Wonder if you really were able to get back in the game. Well, we say it's here today. So let's get you started. The patches come in a 32 a pack, okay? You're gonna wear one every day, toss it at night, put a new one on, wear it for 12 hours. Yes, you can shower. Yes, you can swim with them. I'm constantly in the pool. I'm in Central Texas. I need to be in a pool. So typically 30 days at a retail price costs $149.95. We know you need at least 3 months, you guys. Let's give it time, okay? Because over time, you're going to start build those stem cells back. But 3 months is like $449.95 retail. Well, as girls say, girls don't let their friends buy retail. So we have a silver value pack. It's 3 months of X39. You're going to put them in the bathroom, put them on in the morning, take it off at night. They are only $99.95 each. So 3 months is going to be $299.95. Woohoo! Savings of $150. I was in that day. I was like, I'm not really sure what they do because I was really real new back then. But what I was excited about is 2 days after I got the patches, and I still kind of didn't know what they did, I had one of those big, massive headaches hits that immediately stops you. It's like a 2x4 to your head. Your vision goes, you can't talk. And I didn't know what to do. And someone said that these patches helped. Well, usually I'll take literally 4 to 6 ibuprofen and hope to goodness I'm not in bed the whole day. I put that patch on and I kind of didn't know what to do. So I slapped it on my forehead, thought, well, it'll do something or not. Laid down in 5 minutes, my eyes cleared, I could see again. The pain was dropping minute by minute. I was like, okay, now you have my attention. What are you? So if that's you, let's get you started. Let's get them shipped in. They come in postal service out of California. It's like 2-day priority mail. We get them pretty quick now. All right, now I'm going to have you take a moment. You've thought about all the people you'd like to help. You're thinking, ooh, I'm going to send some to my cousin Susie. Okay, so we have a way for you to have your patches paid for, because some people are like, oof, do I have to spend $300 a month? No, we can have you come in month by month. But the whole thing is, wonder if you could get back your time, get back your health, often have a little more money beyond the patches. Wonder if LifeWave was able to help you grow back your income, that for a lot of people in COVID, it got stopped, or the price of everything going up has really put a crimp on you. So I'm really excited to share this next part. Again, it might be for you. You never thought about this. It might not be for you, but it might be for someone in your life. So stop for a sec, come over here on this side with me and look at the industry. Stem cell therapy is becoming more popular. There's a lot of little bio labs all over the US and the world doing a lot of research on stem cells. I really think the kids by 2040, they won't even have glasses anymore. There'll be so much going on with stem cells, but it's growing and exploding. But still right now, it's usually only stem cell injections, which are hugely expensive and don't often work. Well, let's talk about LifeWave. If you're like me, I said, hey, if these things work, I did think this, if they work, I'm going to tell everybody. And I called Barbara immediately, said, Barbara, you got to look at this, because people over 50, even over 40 lack viable stem cells, right? So what about LifeWave? Well, if I'm going to be sharing it with everybody, I want to know the company's solid. I've built companies. Like, I love that they're almost 20 years old. They've been through those early stages. You know, they're all over the world now. All right, the company's in growth because you don't want to be in a company in decline. Okay, but here's what's exciting. As I started to share them and I got my patches paid for, I kind of thought, well, okay, I'm happy to get paid a little bit. Well, they said, we'll pay you weekly. I thought that's a good idea. But what I loved a lot was that they have one of the most lucrative compensation plans in our industry, which I have checked out and proven, but it's also a consumable product. I really appreciate so many of the direct sales companies and what they offer, but some of the products like essential oils, you don't use them very fast. They're in your cabinet for like 6, 8, 12 months. This is a month by month product, so people are reordering. And it's the only stem cell activation product in the world, you guys. Nobody's got it. So it's affordable. $100 a month, really? That's all it costs? I actually think it's underpriced. And here you go. People really are looking for ways to earn more money. Now, the day I put a patch on, I didn't think I was going to be doing this 2 years later in front of you. I just wanted to get out of knee pain because I'd been in 3 years of severe knee pain. And before I knew it, everybody's like, how do I get those things? So if it's something you like to look at, maybe at a larger level, we have a diamond enrollment pack. It's $1,600 with 19 of the X39 sleeves, which I have a chiropractor I'm talking to right now. He loves these things. And he's like, yeah, I want to come in. That's a really low investment for me. I want to treat my patients with it. And we have a system, I do, to help him get that money back and build his business. The company also gives us 5 types of bonuses. If that's of interest to you, get back with whoever invited you right now. We'll show you them. We're pretty candid about them. But you also have a way to earn as you build people in your teams to also work with them and have 20 to 25% of their earnings. So here's just a quick look at the compensation, right? We're having people join us. We're helping them with their health. And then pretty soon, this person here on the left gets his brother on him. Oh, the brother's very excited. He also shows his friend Kathy, who comes aboard, and she shows her cousin. And then I'm helping someone here over on the right. A couple people come in, they're like, give me those patches. And they're like, I got to send these to my mom. And over time, we have a team commissions that are coming in. Yes, you can have your patches paid for and you're a happy camper, but do know you can go up to at least $25,000 a week in this compensation. And honestly, with the people that are on this presentation, we know them. It's really real. But for me, what I was excited about was We're open in 75 countries. And before I knew it, somebody was sharing something to somebody in Florida who was from Australia. And she started sharing it with all her friends and family in Australia. And he was from Norway. He started sharing it with his sister in Norway, who knew somebody down in Spain. And over time, as this is growing, what the real outcome for me was, I was making money while I sleep. People in Australia were showing the patches while I was sleeping in my bed here in Texas. You guys, that's true financial freedom, that you've done your good work. Because when I was working a job, when I was consulting, there was only one of me. I wasn't earning anything while I slept. And people were like, can you do this project for me? Can you do that project? I didn't have the time. I couldn't do it. So it's really exciting. So I share it with my friend Barbara. She shares it with her friend Dr. Velvet. I share it with my friend Kameh. And so as they're working and sharing it and they become managers, I have the ability to also get a percentage of what they're earning each week, which becomes unlimited. If this is going around the world, you want to be on this train, you guys. So now's the time to make your move, because guess what? Everybody on this screen has stem cells and they're declining, except for the babies. They're still in them, right? So if you have some dreams, if you'd just like to be pain-free, if you'd like to have your patches paid for, come on, let's do this together. It's unbelievably exciting to have this just purpose to go out every day and go, let me put this patch on you. True story. I just did a couple hours ago was seeing with a husband and wife. He had rotator cuff. He couldn't lift his arm. And we also have another patch for pain. So I had put the X39 on his neck, and I asked his wife to put the pain patch on his shoulder. He couldn't lift his left arm. So we were talking about these and sharing the patches. And about 15 minutes later, I asked him to lift his arm. And he was like, well, I can't. And I go, no, go try. And he literally lifted his arm to the ceiling. And his wife's jaw just dropped because she knows this has been months of rotator cuff. So if you want to surprise and delight people, we're your company. So as we wrap up here, repairing and restoring your own health is our first goal. We want to get you out of pain, inflammation, start feeling good. But if you'd like to expand and grow your own wealth, come on board. Maybe you want more fun in life in retirement. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe you just like helping people. That's why we're all here. But hey, if I've got an extra $500 that I can pay off a bill or pay off a car or maybe put it away for a trip. I have my daughter's wedding coming up in October, and this plan has really helped me this year to be able to help her with the wedding. It's just been so exciting. But then there's the flip side. We all plan. We might have a great retirement plan. Our friend Bob did. I saw Bob in Houston 3 weeks ago. Bob had been a postal carrier. He had a great pension. He retired at 48. He had rental property. Bob was rocking it. Well, he got a little older in his 50s. Doctor says, you've got some prostate issues, Bob. He's like, what? Which happens to a lot of men. Well, guess what? Before long, he had to pay a lot of money. Even though he had good health care, it went beyond. Then his mother got sick, and he was helping to pay her healthcare bills. And then his son got sick. And over time, his $350,000 savings was gone. And he was looking at having to sell rental property. Bob had not planned for this. No one does, you guys. And I don't want to make it worst case, but Bob said when he saw LifeWave, he said, I think both I can repair my health, which he did. He's no longer on any prostate medication. But he said in 3 years, I put back that 300,000. And I now have a life. I have an amazing group of people that I know all over the world now. It's just such an exciting life. So if that's you, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to startx39now.com. Write it down, take a picture of the screen, whatever you want to do. You're going to see all kinds of videos. You're going to see more pictures of before and after. It's really an exciting site. You're going to see doctors' testimonials. You're going to see other people's testimonials. You're going to see the research. It's all there in a box for you guys. So get back with the person who invited you. We want you to come on board. There's a money back guarantee. Don't worry about that. LifeWave's an amazing company, but let's start turning around your stem cells, because there's no drug or injection or surgery in the world that can do that, you guys. So as we finish up, if you'd like to invite people, if you'd like to, people in pain, there's really a lot of people praying for a solution today. I was in 3 years of horrible knee pain. May she was on 8 medications. There's people looking for income. You know, a lot of people don't like their jobs anymore. There's people who love helping people. So we present these are all Eastern time zones, just keep it straight. Monday and Tuesday nights, and Thursday we do one in Spanish. You're here today with us. Wednesday, we're happy to have you on board. We also have a system where we show you how to share these. We call it the 331 system. We share that. And for those of you who've maybe been in network marketing but didn't do much, or you never have been, we just help you get some of the skills on Saturdays. We record it. It's a great team. Lastly, we're coming up October in Orlando, Florida. LifeWave's putting on their major convention. All of us are going. It's an amazing time. You meet David, you see what's coming up, you see the scope, because this is a global convention. It says national, it's actually global. And you start seeing people from Taiwan and Japan and in Italy and Australia. And you're like, whoa, this is really big. So if that's for you, let us know. We'd love you to join us. The tickets are on sale now in the hotels. So I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to stop sharing here, but please join us. We think this is an amazing product. It's changed our lives. And we're going to have this recording available for you to share with your friends. I thank everybody on the call for sharing, being so loving and caring. And again, keep on patching. So thank you, everyone.